So we're continuing with the losers bracket, Group A of the Eternal Conflict, our next best of 5 series, and we have the Enjoyers going up against Raspiedol. And it starts, unfortunately, with a ban on Cho'Gall. Little bit sad, not gonna lie. I would have loved to get myself a nice, sweet Cho'Gall pick right now, but that's not what we're getting here. It's a little bit of a shame, to be honest with you, but oh, what can you do? So, as we're looking at the game right now, the team that loses here is essentially out of the group. The winner moves on to the losers bracket final and has a chance to advance to the playoffs. We have 10 teams in total in this tournament. There are no draft restrictions. There's 1,500 euros on the line. This whole thing is organized by the Racencourt. And we should have a pretty... There should be a bit of a banger. We had on the first day, there were actually a lot... On the first day, pretty much the entire thing was shook up completely. So right at the beginning, it established itself very clearly who the top dogs in the group were. And there were a couple of one-sided matches in the early rounds, but then we had an absolute banger in the winner bracket final. If you haven't seen that yet, I highly recommend that you check that out. If you haven't seen it on YouTube, for example. And by the way, if you watch this on YouTube too, make sure that you hit that like button and that you watch the video to the end. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. We get more and more people in from before. Heroes fans that have kind of abandoned the game a little bit as Blizzard decided to, you know, put the game into maintenance mode, and they don't realize, hey, there is still a scene. So once that they see those videos recommended, they actually get more and more people back into all of this. So again, you can help that by subscribing to the channel and liking the video, watching it, recommending it. All of that really helps to get that algorithm a little bit of a kick and get more people back into the game, which is always nice to see, obviously. So right now, with what we have here, we get 2 top teams that go up against each other. It's a bit of a last chance qualifier as well, that you can potentially jump in if you don't make it through the groups directly. But we'll see which teams are going to move into that. For now, we have only one team that was able to qualify through Group A. I'm not going to spoil anything here. Brackets also linked. But for now, one of these 2 teams still has a chance to make it at least to the losers bracket final. And we'll see who's going to make it. The winner is facing off against the Gremlins, against Gavlo's Gremlins in the next round. Another best of 5 match. Before we're then slowly starting to focus on Group B and see who makes it out of that. So we get ETC and Sylvanas, after Chromie was locked in early. And apparently the Enjoyers are playing with Zaxi again. He was subbing in yesterday for them. And it seems that even today they play with a sub here. Ooh, Diablo Tyrande. Plus Greymane. I'm already happy that Cursed Hollow is our first map. But now we get Diablo, Tyrande as a bit of a stun combo with the Dehaka follow-up. There's a lot of stuns available. I mean, Greymane is the only one that doesn't have a CC to contribute in all of that. So the crowd control effects are going to hurt, and they're going to hurt a lot. If Hanzo comes in with his arrow, and then Tyrande, you know, Hunter's Mark, Diablo stun. Could even go Apocalypse and Hanzo arrow combined if they want to play that wombo. And on the other side, we now get for our first map, Leoric. So, Cursed Hollow, map number 1, the best of 5. Let's jump in. The Enjoyers, ladies and gentlemen, going up against Raspiedol. So, the Enjoyers in blue on the left with Arian on Sylvanas. We got Briss on ETC, Gamerboy and Brightwing. Zaxi is playing Chromie and Ziomek on Leoric. A lot of Polish players on those 2 teams. We have Sylvanas with the Might of the Banshee Queen on level 1 and Raspiedol over on the right side with Machko on Diablo. We got Bronek on Hanzo, Lavakal on Tyrande, Itrax on Greymane, and Ether is playing Dehaka. Tyrande here with Ranger on level 1. And yeah, there's already the first owl. I was thinking for a second about making an owl sound, but I think it will spare you that and me as well. So yeah, we're gonna skip that one. I don't even know what I was saying for that, but yeah. Anyways, so Hedwig is on his way to Hogwarts apparently. Didn't really scout out anything here, but we have now Leo in the middle. Greymane is alone at the top. I mean, Leoric will rotate over, but they also need to hurry with that a bit, or they will find Greymane alone on structures, and that is definitely not what you want. So this is gonna do a little bit of damage already. That rotation came late, and they're suffering because of it. But there is that Sylvanas push, which is of course the main reason why the Enjoyers don't have their heroes on the lanes right now. And that's the second time today that a Sylvanas push backfires and Sylvanas dies. They might have... for a second I actually thought they would lose also Brightwing, but maybe... Okay, Bronick is dodging out on the Chromie damage, or that could have been the end of him in a 1-1 trade. But team in blue don't get that. So yeah, he's able to get out. Chromie went on level 1 into deep breathing. So going full yoga build on us right now. And the first camps are now up, which means the teams are focusing on that right off the get-go. So, let's go. Let's see what they can actually do here. So, just to give you also a bit of an overview, we currently had Rapid Raccoons victorious against Rospedol. That's how the team in red ended up in the lower bracket. And the Gremlins, they were the ones that sent the Enjoyers packing. So, whoever wins this series can get the match against the Gremlins in the lower bracket. Final could be a rematch, depending on who takes it. If the Enjoyers are, for example, able to be victorious here, then they could make it. But now most of the camps have already been taken. Greymane, of course, fantastic in that spot as well, as he's coming in for it. And talking about it, we actually have an invade going on. So yes, the Enjoyers are starting to move in here and make apparently a move where they're trying to claim this. Not really able to do that right away. Yeah, can't get that kill, but it would have been pretty neat if they moved in and took the camp, but they're not able to pull that off. So now we have a bit of a drain going on too. Ether, yep, instead it's Leorki that gets attacked. They wanted Dehaka, he moved past the gate, and then Leoric is too far out and gets targeted and taken down quickly. So nice little kill here for them. Down at the bottom of the map, Chromie still waddling around pretty much alone on the lane as the first tribute is now popping up. Everybody's back on the map. It's obviously in the early game in particular always Leo that you want to die if somebody has to die. He's at least spawning on site and can even be useful in death and just be used as a bit of a not healing ward, as an observer ward for them. But yeah, attacks at the bot lane are now already coming in as the Haka has started to go up against Chromie. We have the first tribute also taken, so there wasn't even a fight for it. The red team just claimed it, and that was that. Janitor still up at the top, and yeah, over here in the middle, careful, Briss is in. We got Diablo, a bit low, and so is Hanzo. But there's no more slide for ETC, and he runs into the stun from Tyrande. Is mega low, tries to get out, is able to escape. Sylvanas, on the other hand, is not so lucky, so that's kill number 3 now for Rospedol. So they are able to take the next target out, and that ends up with them having an early level 7. Yeah, that's pretty solid for them. First tribute, first 3 kills, a little bit ahead in experience. Not too bad. That's a pretty solid start into the game now for them. So we'll see once that the second tribute spawns. It's actually over on their side, so they should be able to get this one with ease and then make that a 2 tribute lead. If they are able to grab the third one, that's a very different question. That one should spawn on the left. But still, this is a good start for them. The Owl is just smooching with Sylvanas a little bit and scouting out the camp clear. But yeah, we have them with Diablo roaming the middle and getting ready to potentially gank up on ETC with Greymane and Tyrande. And Diablo Tyrande was always a dangerous comp. I mean, we talk about Murden and Tyrande a lot, but back in the day, Diablo Tyrande was about as deadly. It's maybe a little bit harder to properly execute that, but can still be absolutely vicious if you're looking for early game kills. So, second tribute also taken without any troubles, so that's 2 tribute advantage. ETC with a quick slide to save his skin. Nice stun from Tyrande here, but no follow-up on Leoric. But they are trying to go for Greymane now, and that's a kill, finally. Got a kill on the board at the 5-minute mark for the blue team now too. It took them a while. Yaka's dealing with the middle of the map. Over here though, nice damage, Sylvanas! Oh my god, they come in and take Tyrande down. The Karen of the Storm with the green hair. And then they body the entire wall. Easy kills. So yeah, 2 kills to 3. And with Sylvanas, they can also push for the fort further. They might not be able to take the entire thing down, but hey, they've taken the lead in experience at this point. And they are starting to seriously damage structures, and it's not only the top lane that's in danger. They're actually doing some work at the bottom of the map as well. That's where we have Leoric currently sitting, and he's doing a lot of damage too before we have finally Dehaka moving in and doing his thing there. So level 10 abilities on both sides. Only question is, are we going to get an arrow into Apocalypse, or is it going to be Lightning Breath for Diablo? And it is Apoc! They're going for the Apocalypse here. So, we're going to get some Apocalypse plays from them. Yeah, Dehaka at the bottom of the map is trying to repay Leoric a bit for all the damage that he's done. And here's the first tribute channel for the blue team. So, they're getting one as well. As mentioned previously, that was more or less expected. Got spawned over on the left side, so it was an easier grab for the enjoyers. And they, of course, don't have to be asked twice. Now, they are trying to go for Diablo again, and now that Sylvanas is here, Machko might actually be in trouble. There's also the ult from Chromie, and it's not enough damage. Diablo's still gonna be fine here. But they really wanted him. They really did. Now, this one is super low. One on the bottom of the map also, more or less. I mean, nearly at 50% of its HP, and they are just still targeting the middle for the time being. So, a bit more aggression right here. Bronek, obviously, sneaking tight now too. And since they are rotating in to take... Oh, to take the Haka! Boah, that would have been something. They were so close to hit him with that Entomb. And then he tried to turn it around too with his own isolation. But, yeah, that was dangerous. So, down here, if they just hit that Entomb in time, he would have died for sure. And they were attempting to use the Haka to then go for Sylvanas, and that didn't work either. Boss taken at the top lane, by the way, while that happened. So the red team was getting busy and got a boss for themselves. And Sylvanas just double checked down here, and this one is not even getting attacked. So that was a big opportunity right now, because it just coincides with the tribute. And even if they don't take it, the boss at the top lane is now having a free lane, is not getting attacked at all, and it's all about who gets the first tribute currently. Oh, sorry, the first curse. Diablo, we get the stun in, yeah, but Leo's fine. Big arrow. ETC is already down. Leorki is dead as well. That's a double kill. That's gonna be a curse, and the boss at the top has already taken the fort out and can now go straight for the keep. They got level 13. This is a big push here for Rospiadol. Great situation for the red team. Seems like they're trying to go for the keep. So they're breaking through the top wall, taking the siege giants out here for some extra assistance. Dehaka is pushing for the bottom fort and will get it. Diablo. Yeah, they wanted to get another kill. And if Brightwing goes down, then this is even more dangerous than it is already. And even at this point, this is no joke. There's a lot of damage on that keep. Bot lane fort has fallen. The Haka is moving towards the middle to take another fort out. But the blue team has to obviously defend this. They have no other choice. And they come in with a party on Diablo, and Dibbles is about to die. Not enough heals here. He's still at the soul stacks, so he's fine. But that fort, that keep takes more and more damage, and it's not the only thing. Down at the bottom of the map, for example, this wall is also getting attacked. Leoric is now moving in to defend this, and will get the experience for the team, but the gate, for example, is still basically destroyed. One last arrow is all that we needed, and the archer unfortunately let us down. But in the middle, they are still collapsing onto the fort, and they're basically getting it, yeah. The last final hit here, so now we have more catapults coming through that lane too. So that was a pretty big success actually for Rospiadol. And now, no! Hanzo is gone, but so is ETC. Each team gets a kill. Overall damage, we have now 35,000 for Hanzo, who just died, and 23,000 for Chromie. Yeah, Itrex is moving back out. We have at the bottom still that boss up. That was never taken. So this could still be claimed, but they have another fight going on in the middle, and this time Brightwing is not going to be able to escape. So that's the fruit fly gone. 7 kills to 4. We got 10 minutes into the game and 11 kills. And Sylvanas is getting the experience at the top. as the red team is making another boss play. And they have also enough XP. I mean, they are nearly on level 16, so even if Brightwing was now back, this would be pretty difficult to take. So the blue team is not making a serious effort to disrupt this in any way, shape or form. If anything, then maybe Sylvanas at the top can take the fort out, and that's exactly where she's currently headed. But it doesn't change the fact that this boss taken at the bot lane is now going to open up some more possibilities for Rospiadol to damage the bot lane keep. And with Greymane, once they get him in that spot, this is going to hurt even more. Sylvanas isn't here, by the way. Arrow is out, so they can seriously threaten that camp. They want it. Sylvanas isn't here. That's a 5 versus 4. Brightwing able to get out, but Liu... and he gets away. He gets away, but the camp is now getting taken. So that's another one that they lost. And at the bottom of the map, the boss is already breaking the rest of the wall. And they can now push for it with the Haka sitting tight in the middle and hoping to open another one up now too. The Haka is actually retreating. He's defending at the top lane because of that massive wave that Sylvanas pushed in after she destroyed the top fort. So, boss at the bot lane doing some solid damage. Nothing too insane, but both of the keeps on the auxiliary lanes have now taken damage. So, for Rospiadol, it's a pretty solid spot to be in. Drop this a little bit lower. Work also on the one up at the top. And they have gotten another tribute on the way back out too. So with that additional tribute claimed, this is, I mean, yeah. This is about as good as it gets. You get a boss, you get some kills, you take down a tribute, you go for the keeps. Sylvanas. Oh, that arrow was optimistic. Arian jumped out, that arrow went nowhere, but they get the stun with Diablo. Entomb is out, but Leoric didn't do himself any favors with that move, I suppose. He's the one that falls. The Mosh Party from ETC is out, but this time Diablo is unimpressed. They want to go for ETC, but they have so many targets at this point. ETC is the first one to fall, then they're focusing on Sylvanas. That's 3 heroes down, and I think they're also going to get the kill on Chromie. And that is 4 heroes eliminated with only Brightwing surviving. And even Brightwing might now die. Gets slowed and gets hit. That's a full 5-man team wipe and the end of the keep and potentially the game. Diablo's still alive. Leo is back, but the keep is already gone. And they want map number 2. The best of 5 series is starting off with a victory for Rospiadol. Don't think they can be stopped any longer here, especially not with Greymane being around and Catapults now also on the core. 12 kills to 4. Really nice move here. Rospiadol, they take down the Enjoyers on Cursed Hollow and establish a 1-0 lead in the best of 5. GG. We're going to head in game number 2 in a second. Guys, if you enjoy the content, if you like the coverage here, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. It really helps to spread the videos to people that were interested in Heroes of the Storm in the past and might rejoin the game. So spread the love a little bit, help to promote the games here, like and subscribe, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the series. Okay, Infernal Shrines, map number 2. Rospiadol has taken the lead, and now it's... I hate this Cho'Gall, man, I really do. I think we're going to see this every single map that we play between the two teams, but come on, let him go through at least once. Rospiadol has taken the lead. The blue team is now going to try and turn this one around. We have Infernal Shrines as the second map. It's the best of 5 series. We are in the lower bracket, in the losers bracket, so whoever loses here is out of the group. The winner still has a chance to qualify directly for the playoffs, and I will see how it goes. There's no draft rules here, so everything is up for grabs, and we'll see how the teams play around that now. Zeratul got banned, and they also got rid of Junkrat, but since the blue team now has first pick, first ban, let's see what they are gonna go for here. It was a pretty solid play from Rospiadol. I mean, honestly, I like the way that they played around the bosses the entire time. And they just went for the core once that they thought, okay, here's an opportunity to take this one out quickly. We have now Johanna as our first pick for the blue team to take a bit of extra control over the shrines themselves. And yeah, we'll see what else they're gonna do here. But yeah, off we go. Also, as a little bit of a reminder, this is also played out on the old patch. We're currently not quite sure when exactly the new patch is going to get dropped. It's currently still on the PTR server. But as I said in some of the other games that we already had. Once that the new patch drops, believe me, we'll talk about it a lot. And I'm also gonna, of course, let people know that the games are now on the new patch, and I'm quite excited for it. I mean, I did a video on YouTube about it, talking a bit about the changes that are coming, and it's gonna be interesting how much it affects competitive play. Should be quite the impact. So, Grey main and White main as the double pick for the enjoyers. Yeah, and on the other side, after we have now for the second time in a row, Chromie, not by the same team, but still. Who is going to tee that up? What are we going to get for the main tank, for example? You could still go Mirrodin. I mean, it's Infernal Shrines, but still. If you start to come in and, you know, hit a quick Stormbolt there, you can always follow up with Chromie and some of her damage. Talking about that, I think today, at least, we haven't really seen any Varian plays. I mean, Varian gets played a bit less here because we don't have any draft rules. Normally when you talk about a tournament where there's pre-bans, where there's draft rules where you can't play hero more than once, then Varian rises in priority, so we haven't seen that yet here, but he has been played in the group. With that now, Tyrael and Deckard Cain. Okay. Yeah, Tyrael, Deckard are in the game now too. Good for that. Could be another Judgment play, honestly. I mean, we could see Judgment into Chromie damage, for example, even Deckard Cain's ult. And on the blue team side, to round out the draft, what are we getting for our side laner? Yeah, who's going to play against Hogger? Tychus first for the Odin transformation, and we get Leo. Okay, so the Janitor is here. We shouldn't pick Leo all that much. If the Janitor is in the game, that means that he doesn't code the next patches for Heroes of the Storm. It's probably the reason why the current patch is still on the PTR server, on the test server, not live yet. Because the Janitor has just been busy, you know, like being in the games. So that's just that. Final pick for map number 2. Can Rospedol extend the lead, or will the Enjoyers tie the series up? We get Thrall. Triple frontline for the red team. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump straight in. Map number 2, Infernal Shrines. Enjoyers against Rospedol, map number 2. Gamer Boy is playing white main for the blue team. We got Zagzi on Leoric. Arion on grey main. Briss is playing Johanna. And we get Zeomech on Tychus. So, can they win the second one? Or is Rospedol going to extend that lead? We have Machko on Thrall this time for the red team. Ether's playing Hogger. Bronic on Chromie. We got Itrax on Tyrael. And we have also Deckard Cain played by Lavakal this time. So, off we go. With that, we're now looking at, well, Trolling Thunder on level 1. We have Tyrael already going into the Ardent Restoration here. And we'll see if they are following that up, as so many do with that level 1 choice, with Judgment, or if the choice is going to be to try and play through Sanctification on those Shrine fights. Grenade build for Tyrael, for Tychus. I can't help myself really, but I really like the amount of auto attack Tychus that we got for a while. Not really the strongest build or anything, but it would be absolutely awesome when if we would get more of that. So yeah, that would be kind of fun. I always like that. But apparently they don't like Tychus at all in the first place. No matter what build he plays, he becomes the first victim of the game and becomes first blood. So Tychus is down. I mean, in the meantime, we're having Thrall sitting all alone in the mid lane. As at the bot lane, this is where most of the aggression is now coming in. Gamer Boy and Whiteman is also kind of cool. It's always nice when you're having, you know, not every time the most standard supports that you could possibly get. So we're going to keep an eye out on the performance here. Pity the Frail on level 1. Chromie with a bit of a different approach than what we've seen in game number 1. Instead of going for the deep breathing, we have on level 1 the focus into the Sandblast, which once again the first time. So, yep, next one to be picked. And shots fired over here. Yeah, we go for Leo. And there's the Wolf Connect. Alright. But he can still ghost around. Left, right, right, left. Seems like Zaxi was a little bit unsure where exactly he wanted to go. So, yeah. It's kind of funny. Talking about funny, by the way. Has anybody watched The Amateur? I saw ads for the amateur, you know, the trailers, and I thought on the trailers it was like, okay, it's like not really reinventing the wheel or anything, but it's kind of generic, it's okay, it's like definitely one that you can watch. I watched the movie and it is absolutely horrifyingly bad. It's so shit. Like, I don't know if anybody else watched this, if my expectations are just through the roof these days for a decent movie, or if anybody just watched this and really thought, oh my god, this is a good one, I liked it. But I was so unimpressed. Like, the acting in some cases was unbelievably bad. The story was horrifying. So, I mean, even for an action flip, it was unbelievably bad and unbelievable. I really didn't like it. I was quite surprised by that. I thought it would be, you know, like a bit of a generic action movie, not like Taken style, different story, but you know what I mean, right? Like, but something that you can just enjoy and relax a bit. And yeah, far from it. It was pretty bad. I was very surprised. I really didn't expect that. So I'm not quite sure if I'm alone with that, but yeah. So the amateur. Can't really recommend. Those were 2 hours of my life that I'm not gonna get back. But yeah, not quite sure if anybody else watched it and has a different opinion on that, but thought I'd get that off my chest real quickly. As we head into objective 1. Oh, Hogger! Yeah, Hogger is already down, so he's pretty quickly eliminated. And that is a bit of a setback here for the red team. Seems like they're going to lose out on objective number 1. They are immediately retreating. They're not even trying to go for it. And probably the better choice here, if we're honest about it. So the Arcane Punisher is taken. And I think Machko is dead. Yep, Thrall is gone. Thrall is eliminated. And now we have the push over the top, over the wall. Still baited. They opened the side wall up already, but they couldn't follow up on anything else here. And I guess the wall is probably the only thing that's really going to fall for them. At least the red team is doing short work of the Punisher, so good for them. But with the Arcane Sentries, they're still going to lose some of the HP here, so I think that's unavoidable. It's actually lower than I expected it to be. Down to, what is that, 25%, maybe 30%, so yeah, not bad. Pretty decent first objective for them. Now, white main went for intercession on 7, and we also have martyrdom. Pretty standard from a build perspective for the enjoyers right now. If anything, the fact that they picked the hero in the first place is a surprise. Conviction is in. Top side, seems like they're trying for Thrall again. But this time he's able to get away. Both of the teams on level 8. With 10 we're also getting Odin. Which means, of course, more pressure on the objective when they grab that. Thrall with his level 4 quest, currently sitting at a big fat 0 over there. And then on the left side, we got Greymane. Yeah. Greymane always a monster. I like it. I mean, every single time that you have Greymane in a game, you know immediately that your camp clear is just getting amazing. Great clear on all the mercenary camps, makes it so much easier. Now they've taken theirs. Hogger, obviously, a similar situation. One of the reasons why he oftentimes gets picked on maps that have a lot of mercenary camps. Because he can really help out with that and reduce the clear time significantly. Level 10 is in. And in this case, we get the cursed bullet. Alright, bullet time. Personally, I really like when we have occasionally, it doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes at level 20 we get the upgrade. And it's just fun. To see that ult essentially being turned into a normal ability with a non-existent cooldown is funny as hell. And if you have a lot of long extended fights, you can just get one bullet out after another. So it's pretty fun to watch. Don't get that all that often, but when it happens, it's usually quite the treat. So on both sides, level 10 abilities by now. We're having Shockwave in, we also get Sundering. Thrall still working on that level 4. And with little success so far. But when we have the next shrine fight, there is a good chance he's going to be able to complete it then. Sundering, Judgment, and the ult from Deckard Cain. And Tychus is absolutely unimpressed. But they are trying to get a kill against Arya now, and Greymane is the first one to fall. The problem is that Tychus is a little bit lost there, and he will be taken out eventually. I don't think that he can simply halve. So now he's found out, and Zyomech will eventually die. And that's bad news for him too, because the shrine has just now been activated. I'm honestly not 100% sure if I would have gone for the kill immediately, or if I would have tried to delay that a bit further. Because if you delay that kill, the blue team doesn't have Tychus for the objective, at least not initially. So, yeah. Not so sure there. But okay, we have Tigers back in time, more or less. Blue team still trailing a little bit. But top-notch gameplay. Dong, 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 dong. Hoga is just flipping. As he does usually. Okay, so with that now, we have also a lead on 20. Means that Tigers might have to use Odin a little bit earlier. Oh, the Tomb already missing. Deckard Kane, that's a different story. The old man gets a good ult through, and then they take Greymane out, and now Leorki is also gone. That's definitely not good for the blue team. That's 3 heroes gone. Whitemane is also eliminated, and that fight just went south super fast. I mean, that was a disaster for them right now. 6 kills to 2 at this point. Rospedol 100% with the next objective, so they're gonna get that Punisher in the middle. Gonna get a Mortar Punisher for them, and the only question is really how much damage can they do with him. And now trying to go also for... oh, that's stack number 5 for Thrall, for Tigers. Yeah, he's dead. And Thrall is at 5 stacks. So, as expected, that fight in the middle on the Shrine helped him a lot. Now he just has to make sure that he doesn't whip the next one. And he's going to be totally okay here. But the Punisher push through the mid lane opens the wall up. Can they get that fort? Can Tigers complete the quest? And the answer is no, he missed it. Tigers actually... not Tigers, Thrall. Thrall already missed it. Thrall already missed it, and Leorki dies again. But they get the fort. They get the fort here. But poor Thrall. I feel a little bit sorry for him. Yeah, Frostwolf Pact still at a 0. Now, all the way up at the top, a bit of experience still to be had for Ether, who moved in and took the Shaman camp out. But they are also attempting to now claim the camp. And Leo is acting as an observer ward for the team. And is trying to sniff that all out. Big damage, Judgment! And the Greymane kill. Damn, they really, really don't like Greymane. 3rd time that they killed him now. And the blue team is falling a little bit apart here. The last few fights have been disastrous for them. Now the camp is stolen. Hoga is making it out through the middle. Leoric dies again. They are having a tough time. That's 10 kills against the Enjoyers now. And they are not having a good game here. This is getting dangerous. Rospedol is already ahead in the series. If they are now getting Ruffle stomped in game 2, then this is not going to bode well for that series for them. So right now we have immediately pushes for the camps, the remaining one at the bottom of the map. They attack the bot lane, port a little bit. Tyrael is going to be totally okay here. Chromia's 32,000 damage, and yeah, well, entombing someone like Tyrael usually backfires a little bit. And this is no exception. And someone like Hoga, he's just sitting at the top lane and is like, alright boys, I got this. Don't worry about me, don't mind me, I'm just destroying stuff. But Tyrael falls. Has the explosion though. Oh, that's gonna be value. Yeah, explosion is in. The old man, Deckard Kane. I think he got lost. Waddles his way through this. Leo is dead again. Shockwave, and Deckard Kane is gone too. They're still fighting though. They complete the quest on Thrall, take Joanna down, and now they're chasing Tigers. Odin should never retreat. If you are in a big fat-ass mech, you should always go on the aggression. It just looks wrong. It just looks so wrong. And Hoga is about to die. And Tigers is still alive. Are you kidding me? Tigers is trying to get out here. Thrall wants him, and Thrall is going to get him. No, the wolf misses. He's going to get him anyways. So, Tigers is down. Thrall with the kill. That was a pretty scrappy fight right there. That one was weird. 5 kills to 14. So, yep, 14 kills for Rospedol. And we have level 16 finally on both sides, which gives us for Greymane the Alpha Killer. After we got the shared punishment. Yeah. Whitemane, I mean, subjugation, shared punishment. Whitemane, she knows how it's done. Very exciting. Very exciting hero. So, 5 kills to 14. We got... yeah, Tyrael with some really nice moves in that last battle too. He has 27 stacks now on his level 1, the Ardent Restoration here. And with the next objective popping up, and this being a Frozen Punisher, this is going to be a big one. One of the big ones. Big fight over here. Machko on Thrall is fine, gets his own heals, and they take Greymane out again and claim their camp. Tychus is still trying to hide a little bit. But it's just... the blue team just doesn't get a break. Another kill, white main is gone. And they just don't get a break here. It's getting a bit crazy. That's 16 kills to 5. And it feels that every time that they're trying to take the initiative, it backfires against them. That's just what it looks like right now. We got Thrall on 37,000 damage, Chromie on 44,000, 34,000 also for Tychus, and yeah, they can't take a breath. Leo is now in the middle of the map trying to take a fort out, so I mean, good for him. He's at least getting some damage in here. But the top lane is now being prepped so that the Punisher can go for the keep. And they should be able to push that pretty aggressively. They could technically also just wait at 39 and wait for 20. Try and delay this a bit. They're not doing any of that, but yeah. And in the meantime, we're currently having down at the bottom of the map that fort nearly destroyed. This one is likely going to fall on the minion wave. This one is going to take damage too. But it's really the top lane that is now the center of attention for both of the teams, because Racencourt clearly wants to try and take the keep out, and if they can get kills with it, then even better. So the gate is about to be obliterated. As I said, if they would have waited just a bit longer, they could have had level 20 with that push. So stopping at 39 stacks instead of going for the 40 straight away might have been a smart move. But I would be surprised if they don't at a minimum take that keep out. So yeah, that at least has to fall. And you know what? They might actually miss out on it. They might miss out on that kill. They're still poking from a distance. They still don't have level 20 and they gotta retreat there. Partly also because Hogger isn't here, so they don't want to risk it in a 4 versus 5. So Hogger never coming in and helping them out with that is another big problem that they just had. And makes this a little bit weird. So right now we have level 20. That's now ready. That gives us, amongst other things, no control. We got Unraveling and we got Respect the Elderly. Still a push through the camps, maybe towards the bottom again to take that next fort down. It's the final one. It's, by the way, kind of amusing that this one is still standing. Someone really needs to take this out, and if it's only for the catapult pressure that you're gonna get there, then you gotta do something. But yeah, with that we have 16 kills, level 20 now on the board. That gives us also the upgrade, and at the top they got the kill on Tyrael. But I think... yes! Gets the Greymane kill. Nice. Good for Tyrael. So Tyrael gets the explosion against Greymane and is able to eliminate him. That was a good job. Oh, I love Tyrael kills. Tyrael explosion kills are just the best. So they destroyed the fort at the bottom. And at the top got destroyed too. Bottom keep is suffering some damage. There's half a level for the Enjoyers to take before they have their own Storm Talents. Bot lane, oh my god, no, Leo! Not like this! Yeah, that is bad. That's 2 heroes down. So all of a sudden that bot keep is under serious pressure and in danger of getting destroyed. Until Leo fell, it was more so the opponent wanted to poke. But they're actually gonna get this one. So yeah, that keep is gone. That's bad news. And this is all happening with the next objective spawning at the bottom of the map too. So if the blue team takes it, they can try and push, or sorry, if the red team takes it, they can try and push for the core with it. 20 is in. We don't get the upgrade for level 10 for Greymane, unfortunately. It's more standard. We go Tooth and Claw. And for White Mane, we get the Scarlet Crusade. The upgrade for her level 10. Obviously, Odin gets upgraded too. I mean, essentially, most of the stuff gets upgraded with the exception of Greymane. 18 kills to 6. Damn. Ahead by a dozen kills here. Crazy. So, 51,000 for Chromie. We got 44,000 for Tychus. Tychus is essentially battling with Thrall, who takes second highest damage in the game. And now that the objective is popping up, this is where the fun really starts. This, by the way, has a catapult at the top. So this could potentially push for the top keep. If that Shaman Camp gets defeated, depending on how long everything down here lasts. But just to put that on the radar of everyone, with the extra catapult pressure that we're getting, that is definitely a possibility. Now, 21 is on the board for them. And starting to push this now against Leo. And they got Kane with the ult. Nice, they're saving Hogger. Shockwave is out and Leo dies immediately. Hogger came out of the buried alive, dropped the Shockwave, And now they're trying to follow it up with the white mane kill. Hoggar's just spinning out of control here. White mane is gone. They're going for gray mane. He's dead too. Seems like maybe Johanna can survive. But down at the bottom of the map, it's a problem for Tychus, and Tyrell is just waiting for his ult to come back. Tychus has absolutely no chance of retreating, so he gets killed as well. That leaves us with only Jojo for defense, and they're not even bothering with the objective anymore, and why would they? They can go straight for the core here. Rospierdoll is going to take that 2-0 lead in this best-of-5 series over the Enjoyers. Fantastic for them. They extend the lead, and this is going to be a really tough battle for the Enjoyers to bring back. In a best-of-5, if your opponent is ahead with a 2-0, that's tough to counter. But congratulations to Rospierdoll. They take it here on Inferno Shrines. GG. Coming up next, we have game number 3 for you guys. Before we go, a big shout out to everybody that is supporting the channel on patreon.com/Khaldor. Really appreciate the support, guys. Thank you very, very much. If you want to support the channel, if you want to support our efforts to keep the Heroes of the Storm esports scene live with all of the events and tournaments that we're hosting, then please consider to check out patreon.com/Khaldor and support the channel there. It's the best way to support all of the things that we're currently doing for the scene and plan to do in the future. With that being said, enjoy the next game of the series. Tomb of the Spider Queen, let's go! So, we got our third map, and it is match point. Also, I want to give a bit of a shout out to the teams that are in Group A. I have frequently been very annoyed with how long matches take to set up, how many delays we had, and some of the tournaments in the past were absolutely abysmal. I mean, it was horrendous. It was really, really bad, but I just couldn't understand how teams didn't get massive penalties, prize money reductions, or something else in tournaments that I didn't run personally. But the teams that are at least playing in this group, fantastic, I gotta say. Really well organized, they are doing a fantastic job, and they've been very, very fast. I mean, normally when we're going out of a game, it's really snappy how quick the maps are getting picked. There's the occasional break, which is totally fine. Everybody has to go to the bathroom every now and then. But that was really well done. So, as much as I like to complain when things don't work out, also shout out to all of the teams involved in Group A. I hope that Group B is going to run as smooth as Group A, but this was really a pleasure up to this point. I hope I didn't jinx it now, but had to be said. So, we get Chromie again. Yeah, these guys are really high up on Chromie, aren't they? I mean, it's just basically a Chromie battle. Who gets her? Still no fun zone with Cho'Gall banned, but that was expected. But now that we're heading into Tomb, I'm still curious if the Enjoyers can bring this back a little bit, because if not, I mean, this is their last chance here. And as I said before, they play with the sub. I don't know how much of an impact that has. Zugzy was playing with them today and yesterday, and I really don't want to blame it on him. There's definitely more that's going on here than just them playing with a sub player. But yeah, Rospierdoll just seems to be the overall more complete team. Anduin and Dehaka now for the early picks. And there were moments when the Enjoyers looked like, hey, this might be the time where they can start to snowball it a little bit and bring it in themselves, but it never really lasted too long. A lot of the team fights on map number 2 in particular towards the second half of the game just didn't go their way at all. So now we got Chromie, Diablo, and Zagara. With Zagara you have the wave clear, but she is oftentimes ending up on a bit of the squishy side. They ban out Leo. Don't want to end up in some kind of scenario where you get an entomb and then Diablo comes in with a barbecue. Or you can use a Maw to tee things up and so forth. Whereas Garrosh is the one that nobody apparently likes. There is a chance that they're going for Stitches, by the way. So Stitches with a light bomb can be very useful. So you could do that. Do I really expect it here? Probably not. Just saying, if you ban out Garrosh because you're afraid that, let's say, Zagara or Chromie are being attacked like that, Stitches would be another one that could really annoy you. And there he is. So Stitches gets taken. So you have a Stitches Gorge into a Falstad Gust as a potential light bomb to stun the target out. Zagara is gonna hate that. Assuming she gets claimed. And I still want to see Hungry for more here, because of course on Tomb of Spider Queen we have plenty of globes. Massive amount of globes for Stitches that can be used to just boost the sit point pool further. Anna Yeah, nano boost for Chromie, for Zagara. And that leaves us with the final pick. So again, this is match point number 1. It's a 2-0 score. Reverse sweep for the Enjoyers would be incredible if we get there. Wow, and they go AZMODAN. Okay, that I did not have on my bingo card, and I'm not sure if that is workable for them. I'm intrigued though, so let's see if they can make that happen. Tomb of the Spider Queen, game number 3. Okay, this one should be interesting to tell you the truth. On the left, we have the Enjoyers again in blue with Arian on Samuro. We got Zeomech on Zagara. Gamerboy is playing Ana for the team. We get Chromie played by Zagzi and then Briss on Diablo. Whereas over on the right side, I mean, Zagara Samuro are already interesting in and of itself, but now we have Stitches played by Machko, hungry for more on level 1. We get Ether on Dehaka, but the more important part is we actually get AZMODAN played by Bronick, and that is something that I did not expect. Lavakal on Anduin, and then Itrax playing Falstad. So let's see how they're gonna play AZMODAN here, and also if they can win with this. I would absolutely love it if this would be a thing, but normally not really the case. So, a couple of early game stacks. I mean, in the first little fight, you're obviously focusing more on heroes. But who's going to help AZMODAN stack on the waves? It could be the Haka. You could try and use Falstad for that too. But the early waves is something where they definitely need to help them out a little bit. And it's a bit of a slow progress over here. This could definitely be played a bit better. But yeah, we'll see. Generally speaking, never attack the frontline minions. Okay, they get some additional damage in with false stats, a little bit better. As I always keep harping on when we're talking about amateur scene in particular, if you have an AZMODAN in your game, in your team, you need to help him to stack at the beginning, and this is what the rotation is currently doing. So AZMODAN gets the orb through, and then afterwards Falstad, for example, tries to blow the minions up, Stitches comes in and does the same, and this pattern will just continue in the early stages. Here they missed out on it, so they screwed this one up. Coordination wasn't correct, but you can see the attempt at least behind it, and they've now pulled it off several times between lanes, and this is something that you just have to do. It accelerates the game for AZMODAN by so much, you have absolutely no idea, because he's much faster in a position where he himself can stack and where he has an impact on wave control much earlier in the game. So definitely make sure that you do that, and by now they have 1.5 minutes in 50 stacks. That's a good start. That's a nice start. It's not the only focus that they have here, but it's definitely something that you want to pull off. And of course, that rotation is doing more than just stack AZMODAN. We talked about Stitches during the draft, that you want to stack Hungry for more. It's not only about the HP that you get that also increases your Devour value, but on top of that, you have the movement speed advantage that is helpful once you start to get Gorge online and work around that. So yeah, another hit here. Another couple of hits connected. Oftentimes when you see AZMODAN, you see Johanna with him. Could be Jaina. Anything that does AoE damage is great with AZMODAN. That's basically the rule of thumb. You want someone that helps him with a bit of AoE. Doesn't have a burst mage or anything, but yeah, just something to help you out there a little bit. And they're doing okay. I mean, that's 70 stacks already. Gets a few more in here just by attacking heroes now. And that's a good start into the game. So AZMODAN will much sooner have an impact on this. We have the 2 globals for them with Falstad and Dehaka that already got busy at the bot lane to take the Siege Giants. So yeah, they're playing for the late game a bit with some of the hero choices at least. And it's kind of working for them. Still have to make sure that Stitches also gets his own globes. We have, of course, the gems that need to be turned in. Nice job, by the way, by Zagara, facilitating the creep spread here, and therefore a lot of vision. The blue team has already turned in 31 of their gems. I'm always a big fan of early turn-ins. Secure the gems when you can. Whenever you rotate between lanes and there's no rush and you have that extra few seconds, make sure that you get that turn-in if you have more than 10. It's really going to help over the course of the game. Get tracks, helping hand, nice, and he's fine. But I like the aggression from the blue team too. So, yeah, 96 stacks already for AZMODAN, so he's looking good here. No kills yet, but this is match point. Again, quick reminder, this is a match point for Rospedol. If they win, the Enjoyers are out. Out of Group A. Still have a shot, I believe, in the last chance qualifier, but still, you kinda don't wanna have to go there. So, right now, we have already, with 40 gems delivered, the blue team in a spot where they could get that first set of Web Weavers. Also level 7 kicking in. 100 stacks for AZMODAN, so nicely done. But yeah, they're gonna get their web weavers now. This is like full control over the turning point for them. Down at the bottom of the map, the Haka is currently just trying to stop Samuro as best as possible. We got 12 stacks for Stitches, by the way. So a little bit of a boost in HP for him too. You know, the 12 that he gets here. I'm right now at 300 extra hit points. Not too bad. And again, you want to do a little bit more if you're on this map in a perfect scenario for Globe Hunters. You also have Alexstrasza, but that's not necessarily always the best support to have, just generally speaking. So, Stitches, still fine here. AZMODAN has to go up against Zagara solo at the top. Not really in a spot yet where he can do that, where he can really handle that, but he is going to get there eventually. The main aggression is happening through the middle, where they are... Uh-oh, false dead. Okay, he's helping out after the hook came in against Diablo. They're burning that web weaver down. The wave is able to break through the gate though. Towers and gate both gone. Diablo also trying to bully him a little bit. Chromie! Oh, that was a nice one. Great hook. And Chromie is dead. Great hook from them here. Look at AZMODAN. He's always so happy. Whee! Arms wide out, and then he rides on his little cloud, and he's just happy. They go for Diablo, you know. He's happy too that he might be able to get a kill here. And then once that he's done with all the hard work, there's another globe that quickly comes out, gets some damage in against minions, against Diablo too, and they're gonna take him down. Briz is the budget version of Breeze, by the way. But not quite the same level when I'm talking of Diablo. He didn't die though. Did not die. Breeze also in this tournament. We have a full Swedish team, full on old school. Group B is gonna be more than a little bit interesting. Red team now with their own turn-in. So here's the chance, and you can tell from the stacks on AZMODAN how that early stacking helped. And look at him again. Whee! Super happy. So yeah, I love AZMODAN. AZMODAN is a lot of fun. Haven't played him in ages, but very awesome to see, to just watch AZMODAN in a game. You always know what you get. It's that late game approach. Your opponent's gonna try and stop you. It's all about how much work you put in early on, and just look how quickly they're now doing damage with that rotation and the stacks that he already got. This really helps him to get the quest rewards together. And we have him this time also without any Black Pool shenanigans, just Demonic Invasion. Ana gets gobbled up, and Demonic Invasion right on top of her. They just basically said, okay, we want that kill no matter what, and the Haka is going to finish it. So yeah, Ana is going to die. It took them a little bit longer. Still have a bit of a barbecue happening with Diablo here, which AZMODAN just tanks essentially. And now Dibbles is gone too. That's 2 heroes down for the Enjoyers. And the Web Weavers are still pushing. A little bit of selective. Oh, but Falstad also gets destroyed. The problem is that... Okay, cutting it close, my friend. Yeah. I was just about to say, that is not a good trade if he dies and loses all of his gems, but him making it out, that makes it worth it. But that was still very, very close. So, nice job by Arian, but my man took a risk here. So, yeah. Now, with that, we have 16 stacks for Stitches. Didn't really focus a whole lot on this. But AZMODAN is completing his first quest. Still works on the baseline, of course, but level 1 is now done. And that, of course, makes this extremely nice. So, you have a little bit more side lane clear now, too. Using that trade to just dominate the lanes is going to be super helpful for them. But they're generally having a decent game. Now, they're not heavily ahead or anything. And there is another turn-in coming now for the Enjoyers, but they are a team that just lives from the stacks they're getting, and that is working nicely. They're stacking AZMODAN, they're stacking Stitches. They have also Falstad, who has 69 stack 9s on level 1, so not too bad either. And for the blue team, we just don't have that late game scaling in the same sense on these talents. So that's a bit of a problem. Also with Bronick committing on level 10 to Demonic Invasion, that means that we are very likely going to get him occasionally just dropping onto a wave. Sorry, not a wave, on a structure with a wave, and just taking the ult in to try and drop a 4, drop a keep, or whatever it may be. And apparently also useful to attempt to defend a couple of waves here. Impact, more on a minimum. But yeah, Falstad with a gust. They might want to go for Zagara. Haven't done that yet. That fort, by the way, is nearly destroyed, and Falstad is destroyed. Falset is gone, but so is Diablo. And this time he's down for the entire duration. Didn't have his stacks together. The fort has been clobbered though. So, yeah, they lose a hero and they lose the structure. But on top of that, we now have at the bot lane, Samuro being a pain. Trying to get out here. Yeah, and there's the hook. And Arian is likely going to lose those 8 globes, or sorry, those 8 gems that he still has. So Samuro gets destroyed. Didn't give him any retreat here. In the meantime, more damage up at the top. Falstad flying in. Looks for the gas. Gets immediately put to sleep though. But they are getting a kill on Zagara despite that nice maw that we just got. The hits keep coming from Bronek, and he's now at 262 stacks on his baseline. So he's really starting to get towards the 400 that he wants also for the late game. And we have the next Web Weavers coming. And that's all with Zagara still dead and Samuro just barely making a comeback on the map. So the damage is coming. And talking about damage, AZMODAN, 123,000 siege damage. Nobody else is even close. And he's also top damage against heroes on the red team already. And looking pretty decent in the comparison with the other team too. Another hook, Gorge, and the Gust. They might be able to get the kill here. And they do. Samuro is dead again. Very nice coordination with the light bomb that we got from them. Bot lane Fort is already gone. Bronek is moving in. Fort in the middle gone. Fort at the bot lane gone. Fort at the top lane is getting attacked and will likely fall. And AZMODAN is completely left to his own devices at the bot lane. And that is never a good idea. Came in, dropped the ult on the wall, and now they're going straight in for the keep. So this is bad news. This is really bad news. I mean, this is keep damage, and we're talking 11 minutes in. All of the forts are now destroyed on the blue team side, and they are just rotating around, looking for more opportunities to get kills and wreak havoc. 16 is in. That gives the red team an even bigger advantage now, and they could technically try and go for the boss, which is apparently exactly what they're going to do. They also are getting closer to another turn-in. So they have 59 gems, turning a few of those in as we speak. But this is likely going to lead to not only a boss pushing, but maybe even a boss plus objective combo. And if they get that, then, I mean, good luck, enjoy it. So, yeah, 26 stacks for Stitches. Nothing totally insane or anything of the sorts, but that's still a pretty fair chunk of extra HP that he has now. And of course, also movement speed advantage that we're now talking about. AZMODAN can now easily dominate with the stacks that he has. He's sitting at 306 stacks on his baseline. They get the turn-in as well. His siege damage is absolutely running rampant over here, and they're going to do big work with him on those lanes, controlling the minions, trying to also take a couple of heroes out. Falstad is dealing with Samuro at the bottom of the map, trying to save that fort, and can for now. Web Weavers are now starting to touch ground, and the blue team needs to get ready for the defense. If they don't go towards the top, then they're going to lose not only the key, but maybe a bit more here. Falstad is now pushing the bottom of the map out. Another hook. And Diablo, careful. The maw against the Haka, and the top side keep is gone. Top keep is gone. And another big hit from AZMODAN from a safe distance here. And there's the Gorge on Diablo. Light bomb, and I think he's dead. Yeah, that's a bye-bye right there. All of the stacks that he just got together again for his baseline is now gone. Another wave destroyed in the middle, and that's the beauty of AZMODAN. Once that you have him at this point, you can really just control lane after lane, especially on a map like Tomb of the Spider Queen from the safe distance. So they're doing very well here. Just one poke after another, and there's the next one. Minion wave appears, minion wave is gone. So they isolate Gamer Boy, get the kill on Ana. Now Diablo's coming in, went in and got a nano boost too. Big damage. Not enough to get a kill immediately, but they're trying to get it in a follow-up. The lick though, and Diablo is down, and this time for the full duration. The red team's still alive. They have a few gems that they could turn in, a couple of camps they could go for too, but we are now on level 19 for them against 17, and another big hit is coming from AZMODAN, and that's of course just lane pressure, lane pressure, lane pressure. They're looking good. They're looking really good here. AZMODAN is now at nearly 200,000 siege damage. We got 33,000 hero damage for him, so he's top hero damage in the game now. Small margin, but still up there. And wave after wave gets destroyed by him. The only negative is maybe that sometimes it's hard for Machko to get to his globes, but he's sitting at 33. That's not bad. It's nothing crazy, but it's still pretty okay. And they work on that next turn in. So camp after camp, AZMODAN always getting a little bit closer. And look how much that map is pushed back against the blue team. It's a huge problem. They have issues with vision right now. Zamuro gets attacked here, so does the Haka. Yeah, nice sleep dart. And Stitcher still waiting for that Gorge, not going for it right away. Chromie is a bit low. Has also gotten a nano boost here. Another hook, and it's missing. But Bronek can already get ready for the next big hit. Takes the gate down with it as well. And Diablo gets eliminated by Anduin. Yeah, gets the hit in right there. Now we got level 20. Obviously, Annihilation has been rewarded as well, or completed. And we get Sin's Grasp on level 20 for AZMODAN. And they're even pushing further towards the top. In the middle, the keep is getting attacked here. The trade that is getting dropped time and time again by AZMODAN obviously helps with all of this too. And they are applying pressure at the bottom fort, which is easily taken. And AZMODAN can, for example, just throw another globe if they really have to pull that off. But they are just collapsing onto the forts, onto the keeps and cores, time and time again. And this works out. Rospedol, honestly, I'm super happy. AZMODAN with some really nice showing here in this game. And this seems inevitable that this is the conclusion of the series. A comeback from the Enjoyers from this position onwards would be more than incredible. Now, there's still gems to be had and to be turned in. And of course, once that the Enjoyers have their own level 20, there's the chance for them to bring this back. But we have now completed quests for AZMODAN. We have 34 stacks for Stitches. We have 100 stacks for Falstad. And they are absolutely dominating these waves. It's nearly impossible for the Enjoyers to move out onto a map and have any kind of vision and control. They need kills, and they're trying with Stitches now. They might actually be able to get this one. Yep, they get it. Is there a counter kill though? Arian is low, is trying to get away. Was a bit of a late call on that. Zamuro is gone. Zamuro is destroyed. It's a kill for a kill, and now Diablo gets targeted as well, and it's not looking good for him. Bit of body blocking here from the chicken. Falstad in his way. Another lick from the Haka. And Diablo is gone. AZMODAN gets finally killed too. So they're getting some kills. And they're getting closer to level 20 because of it. But it seems that Zagara is now also going to fall. And she has 26 gems. So they're losing a lot. That was supposed to be used as a bit of a comeback. Try and go for Zaxi here. Not the only one. Anna all alone. Gets a sleep dart through. But I don't think that this is going to be it. Yeah. Gamer Boy. Chromie is already dead. Now they're going for Anna, and that's a full 5-man team wipe. And with that, they can move on to the core. Zagara with Brood Mother over here. Bit of a meme towards the end. But, well, that's game. And that's a 3-0 series. So, fantastic performance from Rospedol. They move on to the next round to face off against Gavlo's Gremlins. Nicely done. Fantastic play by them. And a deserved victory. GG. And well played.